Postman Bear, Tales from Acorn Wood, a Lift the Flap book. Written by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler. Are you ready? Bear is writing letters. 1, 2, 3. Bear goes out to post them. Who lives in this tree? Let's open the door. That's a squirrel. Well done. Shall we count the letters? 1, 2. Only 2. Someone's home is in this pond. Let's find out who. Let's open the door. Who can it be? It's the frog. Rabbit, rabbit. He seems to be enjoying his newspaper. Just one letter left now. Who's it for? Someone's made a heap of earth. Who's behind this door? Let's open the door. It's Mole. He's sweeping his house. Keeping it tidy by the looks of it. Okay, let's turn the page. What was in those letters? 1, 2, 3. Would you like to open one? Have a look and see. Let's have a look. Letter from Bear. Come to my party. Wow, it looks like it's a party invitation. Sounds very good. Bear is in the kitchen. Watch him cook. What's inside the oven? Let's have a look. Open the oven. It's a cake. Someone's knocking at the door. 1, 2, 3. Bear goes to open it. Who can it be? Let's open the door. Happy birthday, Bear! All her friends. The frog, the squirrel and the mole. Now this party's gonna be fun. Can you find the cake? Where is the cake? That's right. The cake is on the table. Lots of candles. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this book. And don't forget, be good for Mommy and Daddy. The Little Lion King. Disney, The Lion King. Watch little Simba grow up. Everyone has come to see King Mufasa's new son, Simba. How many animals can you see? Shall we count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well done. When Simba grows up, he will be the Lion King. For now, Simba likes to play. He and his best friend, Nala, race with stripy zebras. One day, Simba goes to the jungle. Timon and Pumbaa live there. Count the bugs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done. Years go by and Simba grows big and strong. Nala is big now too. She goes to the jungle to bring Simba back home. Soon King Simba and Queen Nala have their own family. Ah, wasn't that nice? I hope you enjoyed this book because I have. Don't forget, be good for Mommy and Daddy. Caterpillar, Little Me, with fun finger puppets. Igloo Books. Hello. Let's take a look. Caterpillar's tummy rumbles. He is ready for his lunch. He looks all around for something good to munch. Caterpillar creeps and crawls under the leafy hedgerow. He wriggles over to the place where purple berries grow. Caterpillar likes to munch. He chews for hours and hours. He eats the juicy fruit and lots of pretty flowers. Caterpillar eats until he is sleepy. Then he curls up tight. After all that chomping, he sleeps through the night. When Caterpillar wakes up, he is a beautiful butterfly. He flitters and he flutters and soars up in the sky. I hope you enjoyed this book. Bye.
Be good, Mum and Daddy.
One Little Dinosaur by Pip Williams and Richard Watson. You ready? Let's take a look. One little dinosaur counts 10 dotty rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 smart dinosaurs wear 9 snazzy socks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 hungry dinosaurs eat 8 yummy cakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They seem very hungry. 4 scared dinosaurs run from 7 hissing snakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 curious dinosaurs follow 6 leaping frogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 happy dinosaurs play with 5 noisy dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 brave dinosaurs climb 4 rocky trails. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 stripy dinosaurs with 3 spots on their tails. 1, 2, 3. 9 dinosaurs roar and 2 dinosaurs wave. 1, 2. 10 snoring dinosaurs sleep in one big cave. Dinosaurs can count from 1 to 10. Well done! Did you enjoy this book? Well, I did. Look at all these dinosaurs having fun, eating yummy cake, playing along. And count from 10 to 1 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Don't forget, be good for Mum and Daddy.
Story time with Gitte.
Football fever. Peter Rabbit. A scene on TV. One sunny day, Peter, Lily, and Benjamin were playing football. To you, Lily, shouted Peter. but Peter kicked the acorn football too hard and it sailed high up into the trees. Ouch! Called a voice, and Nutkin appeared, rubbing his head. You clumsy rabbits should be more careful, Nutkin said. We're not clumsy, Peter replied crossly. Yes, you are, Nutkin said. Squirrels are better than rabbits at everything, especially nutball. Football! Benjamin laughed. That's what I said, Nutkin replied. We challenge you to a game, said Peter. Rabbits versus squirrels will soon show you who's best. You're on, replied Nutkin. Meet you here at 3 o'clock. Come on, Peter shouted. Keep practicing those passes. Practice makes perfect, said Lily. I know that for a fact. Do you really think we need to practice? Benjamin panted. I bet those silly squirrels don't even know the rules. Let's pay them a visit and see, Peter suggested. The rabbits found the squirrels practicing, sort of. Hey, stop eating the balls, Nutkin called, as his squirrel team threw hazelnuts at each other. Then Nutkin kicked a nut and bonk, tap, kick. The squirrels skillfully passed it around. We're ready, Nutkin cheered. We're in trouble, Benjamin groaned. It was time for the game to begin. Nutkin had brought an extra large hazelnut to use as a ball. Peter's sisters, Flopsy and Mopsy, had joined the rabbit team. They'd all been practicing hard, but were still very nervous. We can't lose this game, Peter said. Nutkin will never let us forget it. Peter kicked off and passed to Flopsy, but a speedy squirrel striker nipped in and took the ball, racing towards the goal. As a black shadow fell across the pitch, Old Brown swooped down with a wicked gleam in his eye as the football players all dived for cover. That's my hazelnut, Old Brown boomed at Nutkin. You stole it. I'm going to get it back, and then I'm going to get you. This is very bad. This is very bad with an extra helping of... Oh, said Benjamin. Help! Cried Nutkin, dodging here and there, trying to escape from the angry owl. The other squirrels ran around wildly, kicking acorns to distract Old Brown. We've got to help, Peter cried. But how? Lily asked. By working as a team, Peter said. Let's hop to it. Nutkin, pass the ball to Benjamin, Peter cried. Nutkin kicked the hazelnut ball and Old Brown turned to dive after it. Benjamin quickly booted the ball to Lily, who sprang forward and headed it on to Peter. Peter waited until the last second, then he leaped high and kicked the ball hard. Goal! Old Brown turned sharply, following the ball, and flew through the goal and straight into a hollow tree trunk behind it. Tail feathers! Squawked the befuddled bird. At last, Old Brown managed to pull his head out of the hollow trunk. The grumpy owl flew away with his sore head and no knot. Hooray! Everyone cheered. Thanks, everyone, Nutkin called. Come on, let's play fair ball! Football! The players all cried. That's what I said, Nutkin replied. The thrilling game went on until nightfall, and they all had so much fun that no one quite remembered to keep score. Football skills certificate awarded to... Fantastic football skills. You are a star player. Well, I hope you enjoyed this book. Peter Rabbit is always exciting. Don't forget, be good for Mummy and Daddy. Noisy jungle with 4 fun sounds. Let's open it. Whoa. Tiger wants to play, but Parrot is snoozing in the tree. Roar! He wakes her and asks, "Please, will you play with me?" "Squawk!" goes Parrot, flapping her wings and fluttering away. "Come on, follow me," says Tiger. "Let's go and look for Snake." They search for Snake and soon they hear a sleepy, snoozy snore. Tiger and Parrot wake him with a squawk and a roar. "Morning, Tiger. Hello, Parrot," Snake says with a grin. "We're going to play," Tiger says. "Now you can join in." Nearby, the friends find Monkey. Sleeping in the sun, they make lots of noise. Roar! Squawk! Hiss! It is so much fun. Monkey opens her eyes. "Hello," she says. "Oh, oh, oh, oh." Tiger smiles and asks, "Do you want to play too?" Everyone has fun thinking of exciting games to play. "I'll count to 10, says Snake, "and you all run away." The friends play all day. They run, fly, slither, and climb. Roar, squawk, hiss, and oh, 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 oh. It's Tiger's noisy playtime. Well, don't forget, be good for Mummy and Daddy. Little Bird Finds Her Voice. Written by Christina Swift. Illustrated by Frank Endersby. Little Bird loved the garden. The other birds sang beautiful songs whilst they splashed in the water. Little Bird wanted to sing, but she was too shy. As the other birds flew away, Little Bird was left behind. She couldn't even tweet to ask them to wait. Little Bird thought she saw another bird, so she flew towards it. Soon, Little Bird realized that she had made a mistake. In the shadows, she saw something slowly creeping towards her. Little Bird was frightened. Where could she hide? Little Bird flew up to a shelf and hid between some books. Looking down, Little Bird could see a cat sitting, watching her. Outside, the sun was setting. Little Bird was tired and soon fell asleep. Little Bird was woken by the noise from the birds outside in the garden. They had returned and were singing beautiful morning songs. Little Bird wanted to be outside with them in the garden. She peeped down and saw that the cat was still there. Little Bird tried very hard to call for help. To Little Bird's surprise, she sang the most beautiful song. The cat tilted his head to listen. He loved her song. Little Bird sang again. Then Little Bird looked down at the cat. He seemed friendly. The cat looked up at Little Bird. Suddenly, the cat jumped onto the back of a chair. "Meow," he said. Little Bird was scared, but she followed the cat as he led her safely to the window. Little Bird could hear her friends. Soon she could see her friends through the window. As she flew outside, Little Bird sang a very beautiful "Thank you" to the kind cat. Back in the garden, Little Bird was so happy she sang to her heart's content. Little Bird had found her voice, and what a wonderful voice it was. Hope you enjoyed this book. Don't forget, be good for Mummy and Daddy. Playtime Construction, illustrated by Fiona Powers. Look at all these tools. Wow. Are you ready? Let's turn the page. I had better check the measurements. I'm mixing the mortar for the bricks. Let's have a look at the plans. I love digging. I'll wonder how many bricks we'll use. Here on the building site, there are lots of people all doing different jobs. What do you think they are all doing? Can you count the buckets and spades? 1, 2 buckets, 1, 2 spades. Can you point to the crane? That's right, there it is. Now, which tools would you use to construct the house? Let's take a look at the first one. Hammer. This is used to hit the nails in. Next one. Brick trowel. This is used to place the mortar between the bricks. See, that man there is using the trowel. Good. Next one. Hard hat. This protects your head from falling objects. Look, everyone has a hard hat. They need to be protected. Next. This is a tape measure. This is used to measure distances when building. Do you remember the man on the roof when he said, I had better check the measurement? Well, he is using a tape measure. That's right. Next one. Spanner. This is used to tighten and loosen nuts and bolts. Spanner. Tape measure. Hard hat. Brick trowel. Hammer. Well done. Let's turn the page. I have to line up the pattern on the paper. Scrape, scrape. This is taking a long time. I'd better not drop this. I can just reach. This classroom was looking a bit tired, but thanks to this team of families, it's starting to look fresh and new. Can you count the paint pots? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Can you spot all the toys on the wallpaper? Where are the toys? Wow, look. You've got a robot, a car, roller skates, drum, hot air balloons, teddy, train. So much fun. Which tools would you use to decorate the room? Let's start. Ruler. This is used to make sure the wallpaper is in the right position. Ruler. Next. Paint roller. Can you see? Next. Scraper. This is used to scrape off old wallpaper. Next. Safety goggles. These are used to stop dust getting in your eyes. Safety goggles. Wallpaper brush. This is used to paint the wallpaper paste onto the walls to make the paper stick. Wallpaper brush. Safety goggles. Scraper. Paint roller. Ruler. Well done. Let's turn the page. In this garden, they are building a big tree house for all their friends to play in. That looks good. They are all working together to get it finished. Can you spot the animals? Where are the animals? Ruff, ruff. There is a dog. Woof. Another dog. Meow. A cat. A squirrel. Butterflies. Bunny rabbit. Bird. Hedgehog. There's another dog there. How many trees can you count? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the back, and 6, the big one. Well done. I can climb up and save the cat. Which tool do you need next? I'm watering the vegetables so they grow big enough to eat. Now, which tools would you use to build the tree house? Let's take a look. Hand saw. This is used to cut through the wood to make the tree house. Hand saw. Next. Screwdriver. This is used to turn the screws. Next. Cordless drill. This is used to make holes in the wood so they can be fixed together. Cordless drill. Chisel. This is used to cut sections out of the wood. Chisel. Pencil. This is used to mark where to cut the wood. Pencil. Cordless drill. Chisel. Handsaw. Screwdriver. Did you enjoy this book? Well, I certainly did. Don't forget, be good for Mummy and Daddy. A party at the castle. Unicorn magic. Are you ready? Let's turn the page. Wow! Look, Belle, an invitation has arrived from the castle. We've been invited to the princess's birthday party today, said Princess Charlotte. How exciting! Cheered Belle, the unicorn. Climb on and let's go. We'll have to fly over the forest to get there. The princess and the unicorn followed the rainbow to the princess's castle. Below them, Princess Charlotte could see the top of all the trees in the forest. Wow! Isn't this beautiful? And the rainbow has beautiful colours. Can you see what colours they are? Pink, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple. Well done. And the sun is right there underneath. They arrived at the beautiful castle just in time. The king and the queen were outside greeting the party guests. How wonderful of you to join us, Princess Charlotte and Belle, said King George. The prince is inside waiting patiently for the party to begin. Inside, the prince was busy eating the party food. Well, it is my party, he chuckled. Luckily, there is plenty for everyone. Happy birthday! They all cheered as they joined in. Wow, look at this party. Beautiful setup, balloons. A unicorn wants to eat something and a princess. Isn't that nice? I would love to be there, wouldn't you? Thank you for listening. Don't forget, be good for Mommy and Daddy. This too shall pass. Written by Brittany Vinciguerra. Illustrated by Ekaterina Ilchenko. Are you ready? When I'm feeling sad or lonely or scared, I'll slow down my thoughts and go outside for some air. I can take a deep breath and count out to 3, remembering all God has done for me. My tummy is full and my movements are quick. I jump really high and a ball I can kick. I stretch out 10 fingers and wiggle 10 toes. I can smell the fresh flowers as I scrunch up my nose. As I look all around and see all of the things, I take my giraffe and I give it a squeeze. I am surrounded by all of God's glory, remembering tough times are just a part of my story. Then I stand really tall and I reach super high. My ears hear real well and I sing mighty fine. The birdies sing back with me and so do the bees. I breathe in real deep and feel the breeze through the trees. So when I'm feeling sad or lonely or scared, I can slow down and see that God's love is everywhere, because this too shall pass. I hope you enjoy this book. Don't forget, be good for Mommy and Daddy. Hattie and Friends, A Day at the Zoo by Leslie Barrington, illustrated by Karen Middleton. Are you ready? Let's take a look. It was a special day. Hattie and George were going to visit the zoo and they were so excited. Hattie's mummy made a picnic with ham sandwiches and chocolate muffins. Delicious. George's mummy brought some sweets for the journey. I can't wait to see the elephants, George said as they went through the big metal gates at the entrance to the zoo. Let's find the monkeys first. I love them, said Hattie. There were lots of other children already at the zoo. As they turned the corner, they saw a very tall and elegant animal. She was munching away on juicy green leaves from the treetops. Whoa, look! That giraffe can reach the sky, said George. Even the baby giraffe towered above all the children at the zoo. George was thrilled to see the elephants were nearby. There were 2 big grey elephants called Tilly and Jake, and their baby called Ellie. She looked like lots of fun as she sprayed water from her trunk and wriggled and rolled in the dust. Hattie and George found the penguins next, waddling around their pool. The penguins slid into the water and swam so easily, chasing each other around underwater. "They look like they're wearing suits, don't they?" laughed George's mummy. "Time for our picnic." Hattie's mummy unpacked the sandwiches, crisps, and cheese cubes. She poured 4 cups of lemonade and offered the children straws. George chose a green straw and Hattie chose a purple straw. "Purple is my favourite colour," said Hattie. "And green is my favourite colour," said George. Hattie and George thought the best bit about the picnic was the chocolate muffin, but it was a bit messy. Just as they were wiping their faces, George's mummy said, "If we hurry, we can see the parrot show. It's starting in the arena at 2 o'clock. The parrots were so clever, and their feathers were beautiful colours. One parrot called Mickey could even ride a bike. George was very brave when a parrot sat on his shoulder. It kept saying, "Hello, George. Hello, George." Hattie thought it might peck his ear. "We can find the monkeys now," Hattie's mummy said after the parrot show. "Hooray!" shouted Hattie. The monkeys were swinging, jumping and running about, playing games. Hattie and George went right up to the glass, and one monkey came to make faces at them. "Cheeky monkey face," Hattie giggled. It was nearly time to leave the zoo, but there was just time to visit the reptile house. It was very dark and warm inside. There were sleepy snakes and strange-looking lizards with long tongues. There was even a big alligator that had very pointed teeth. Hattie and George didn't stay too long in there. "Who would like an ice cream?" asked George's mummy. "Me, please," shouted Hattie and George together. George had a tub of chocolate and strawberry ice cream with sprinkles on top. Hattie chose an ice lolly that looked like a spaceship with red, yellow, and green stripes. Hattie and George had really enjoyed their day at the zoo. They had seen their favourite animals and lots more. "Can we come to the zoo again tomorrow?" asked Hattie on the way home. "Well, maybe another day," her mummy said. You can buy all these other books as well. Don't forget, be good for Mommy and Daddy. Discover an amazing story from the natural world. Little Acorn. When I was just an acorn, nobody noticed me. I watched the world below go by from high up in my tree. I nestled on the cozy leaves and sheltered from the rain, growing fat and shiny when the sun came out again. When the summer faded, the leaves turned golden brown. "Bye-bye, acorn," said the leaves, floating to the ground. "Wait for me," I called. Then, ready, steady, jump! Whee! I tumbled through the air and landed with a thump. Squirrel was collecting nuts for his winter store. He hid me carefully away beneath the forest floor. On the ground, everything was snugly and still. I waited very patiently for time to pass until I felt a sudden change beginning deep inside. I am feeling so peculiar. What's happening? I cried. You're growing up, said the worms, all wriggling about. When acorns fall into the soil, at some time they will sprout. I giggled as I felt tickly, teeny tiny shoots, and before I knew it, I had sprouted little roots. Can you see the roots? I started to stretch up, wiggling left and right, reaching up and up till I pushed out into the light. Warmed by gentle sunbeams, my little leaves unfurled. I was so excited to be back out in the world. As the weeks and months passed by, I grew and grew and grew. Squirrel spotted me and said, I've been looking everywhere for you. The seasons changed, and so did I, in sunshine, rain, and snow. My branches stretched, my trunk grew tall, my roots spread far below. Among my sturdy branches, the birds built cozy nests. My twigs and leaves made soft, warm beds for my feathered guests. Spiders weaved their sticky webs and beetles scurried by. Squirrels scampered playfully and made their homes up high. The creatures of the forest had never seen a finer tree. I wondered, would there ever be another one like me? Then, one breezy morning, I woke up with a yawn. Ooh, I stretched my branches and out jumped a special little acorn. Every oak tree starts life as a seed, called an acorn, growing on an adult tree. The acorn drops off into the soil where it sprouts roots. As the roots grow down, a leafy shoot sprouts up, growing taller and taller. The acorn is now a baby tree called a seedling. It continues to grow bigger and bigger until it is a new oak tree and grows acorns of its own. Have you enjoyed this book? Well, I have, and we have learned how an oak tree is grown from a little acorn seed. Well, don't forget.
Good to Mommy and Daddy.
Be good for Mommy and Daddy. Brielle's Show and Tell. Written by Betty Lewis. Illustrated by Maria Nicola. Are you ready? Let's go and read. It was the end of another wonderful day at Barrack Elementary School. During dismissal, Brielle, an adorable and adventurous kindergartner, sat on the bench patiently waiting for her mother to arrive. When her mother arrived to pick her up, she noticed Brielle was not her usual cheerful self. Brielle is usually quite chatty when she gets in the car and always so happy to see her younger sisters, Bella and Brooke. However, today she was not interested in sharing the details of her day at school. Brielle hopped in her booster seat, fastened her seatbelt, and did not acknowledge her mother or sisters. Looking in her rearview mirror, Mom asked, "Do you want to talk about it, Brie?" Brie is what her mother calls her for short. In a low mumble, "No, Mom, I don't want to talk about it," she replied. Her mother decided she would let it go until they got home. Brielle was quiet during the entire ride home. When they got home, Brielle bolted out of the car and went straight up to her room. Mom decided to give her some space until she got her sisters settled. She got them started on their homework to talk to Brielle with no interruptions. "Okay, girls, sit here and get started while I go talk to your sister," says Mom. "If you need help with anything, skip it until Mommy gets back." "Okay, Mommy," the girls responded in unison. Mom made her way upstairs. When she opened Brielle's bedroom door, she found her frantically tossing toys from her toy box. "What are you looking for?" asked her mother. Brielle hesitated, and then the tears slowly began to well up in her eyes. "Tomorrow I have to do my end of the year show and tell, and I don't want to do it." In a puzzled tone, "Oh, baby, I thought you loved show and tell when you did it the last 2 times this year," said her mum. "I did love it when it was fun. Miss Williams let me bring my favourite objects. The first time I brought Sandy, remember? Now she wants me to bring something important that is going to teach the class about my family. I don't see why we have to do the show and tell anyway," pouted Brielle. Sandy is Brielle's favourite doll. For the first show and tell, there was no doubt she would take Sandy, show her off to the class, and talk about everything she loved about her. It was an enjoyable experience then, and now it seemed intimidating for her because she was uncertain of what she would bring and what she would say. Her mom did not see this as a problem at all. "Brie, show and tell is important, especially for children your age. Although I agree it should be enjoyable. The most important part is the speaking and listening skills that you and your friends are getting that will help to prepare you for the future," Mom said. "Besides, I don't see why this is upsetting you so much. I am sure there is something here that you can find that can teach your class a little bit more about your family. Take your time and it will come to you. I'll be downstairs if you need me." "Okay, Mummy," Brielle said with a sigh. She paced back and forth for about 2 minutes before she decided to keep looking. She tossed, she swung, she threw, and she flung. 30 minutes had passed, and Brielle was still at square one. Finally, she flopped back on her bed and thought about everything her mom said. As she lay there, she began to think about some of her happiest moments to make her feel better. Suddenly, her thoughts were interrupted when she heard unfamiliar music coming from downstairs. Brielle made her way downstairs, where she found her sisters playing with building blocks, while her mom cooked stewed chicken with rice and sauce panade, black bean sauce, for dinner. Before Brielle could say anything, her mom said, "Dinner will be ready shortly." "What are you listening to, Mom?" Brielle asked inquisitively. "Oh, baby, this is compa, a genre of music from Haiti. You know, Mommy and Daddy are getting ready for our annual Haitian Flag Day celebration on Saturday," she replied. Every year, her mom and dad traveled to Florida on the weekend of May 18th to participate in the celebration at a musical festival centered around Haitian Flag Day. Suddenly, it was as if a light bulb went on, and Brielle had an amazing idea for her show and tell dilemma. "Mummy, tonight, instead of a bedtime story, will you and Daddy tell me more about where you come from?" Brielle asked. "Of course, baby, we will tell you everything you need to know," her mom replied. That night, Brielle stayed up a little past her bedtime. She and her parents had previously talked about the culture in Haiti, but tonight they dug a little deeper into this topic. Brielle went to bed feeling so much better. In fact, she went to bed so happy that she fell asleep with a smile on her face. The next morning, Brielle woke up early. She was ready to conquer the show and tell dilemma. After her mom dropped Bella and Brooke off at their preschool, she asked, "Is there anything more you want to go over about Haiti?" "No, Mom, I've got it," Brielle said confidently. When they finally arrived at school, Brielle hopped out of the car so fast that she almost forgot to say goodbye to her mother. Mom yelled, "Break a leg, Brie!" As she approached her classroom, she could see a few of her friends who were already inside preparing for show and tell. When it was finally time for show and tell, everyone sat quietly at their seats as children shared their objects. One by one, the students presented while the others listened. After several students presented, it was finally Brielle's turn. She was excited and a little nervous at the same time. She picked up her object and made her way to the front of the class. Brielle ran to the front of the room and quickly arranged her display for everyone to see. "What kind of flag is that?" asked Henry. "We ask questions after the speaker is finished, Henry," Miss Williams said. Brielle began her presentation by saying, "This is the Haitian flag." Everyone peered. They had never seen this flag before. "Haiti is where my family is from. It's a country on the west side of Hispaniola. Hispaniola is an island in the Caribbean," Brielle explained. With the entire class still fully engaged, she continued. "The blue represents the black citizens and the red represents the people of color in Haiti. My family are the black citizens. The people of color are those of mixed races. The coat of arms in the middle has many cool things on it like a drum, cannons, cannonballs, a palm tree, anchors, and a trumpet bugles." "Trumpets? Wow, so cool!" interrupted Henry. "Some of the Haitian foods that we eat at home are legume, mixed vegetables with beef, griot, fried pork, and soup jamu, pumpkin soup," she said. Brielle felt warm inside, knowing the class was interested in her show and tell object. "The hat on the top of the palm tree is a symbol of freedom. Haiti was freed from France on January 1st, 1804. That's when Haiti became the first free black republic. The words on the bottom say El Union fait la force, which means unity makes strength. The country is not in the best state right now and hasn't been since our freedom. My family will hold on to those words as hope that one day Haiti will rise again as the Pearl of the Antilles," she concluded. Everyone's hands flew up, anxiously waiting to ask questions. Miss Williams picked on Henry to ask the first question. "What language does your family speak?" Henry asked. "My family speaks Haitian Creole, and some speak French," answered Brielle. Oh, pick me!" filled the room. Brielle fearlessly answered all their questions. Throughout the school day, her friends asked more questions. Brielle still answered all their questions to the best of her ability. "Does your family celebrate any special holidays?" "Yes, we celebrate our Freedom Day on January 1st and Haitian Flag Day on May 18th. "What are some other foods you eat at home?" "We eat black bean sauce. It's called sauce pana." As Brielle was leaving the classroom during dismissal, Henry stopped her and asked to see the trumpet bugles on the flag again. They both looked at the flag and admired the details. What a great day this turned out to be, she thought as she pranced out of the classroom door. When her mom pulled up to pick her up, she cheerfully hopped in the car. "How was your day, Brie?" asked her mom. With a smile as bright as the sun, Brielle shouted, I broke a leg, Mummy. I love show and tell. She talked about her fantastic day all the way home. I hope you enjoyed this book. Don't forget, be good for Mommy and Daddy. The Pooh, a sweet tale of nature, friendship, and honey.
Good morning, Piglet,
said Pooh. Good morning, Pooh, replied Piglet. It was another day in the 100-acre wood. That meant it was another day for best friends Pooh and Piglet to be together. Pooh, I made some acorn pie, said Piglet.
Said Pooh. That would go lovely with some honey on top.
The two friends sat down and had a bite to eat. When the last drop of sweet, sticky honey had disappeared inside Pooh's tummy, he stood up.
It feels like nap time,
he said, as he usually did after having a sizable smackerel of honey. Piglet answered, I think a nap is a splendid idea, Pooh, but perhaps you could be persuaded to take a walk first. Pooh stretched and yawned.
Lead the way, Piglet,
he said. Pooh and Piglet enjoyed a different adventure each and every time they went for a walk. In the autumn, Pooh and Piglet played in piles of leaves. In the winter, they made snow angels. In the spring, they watched as the 100-acre wood became green again. In the summer, they picked fragrant flowers. Sometimes, Pooh and Piglet would visit their other friends together. The two often went to Rabbit's house at meal times. They listened to many a family story from Owl. They helped Kanga with her knitting. And they flew kites with Christopher Robin. Everyone knew that where there was Pooh, there was Piglet. One day, when the two were out walking, a bee went by. Without hesitation, Pooh and his tummy followed it. But at the exact same time, the bee flew by in one direction. A beautiful butterfly fluttered by in another. Piglet ran after the butterfly to get a closer look, and so the best friends parted ways without even realizing it. Through his binoculars, Piglet watched with delight as the colourful butterfly went from flower to flower. He looked closely at its lovely wings. Would you like to look at the butterfly with my binoculars, Pooh? Piglet asked without looking behind him. He thought Pooh was nearby as usual. It's really quite a lovely creature. Instead of an approving snore, there was only silence. Piglet turned towards the tree where Pooh liked to nap, but there was no bear napping there. In fact, there was no bear there at all. Dear, said Piglet, alarmed. What has happened to you, Pooh? Piglet wondered where Pooh had gone without him, or rather, had Piglet been the one to go off without Pooh? In either case, Piglet had to find his friend. He hurried off. He wasn't sure where he was heading, but he knew he'd be there when Pooh was there too. Meanwhile, Pooh was busy with the bee, or rather, bees, but soon had similar thoughts about Piglet. Not at all sure how he had ended up without Piglet or honey, Pooh resolved to find one, then the other. Eventually, Pooh and Piglet came across each other on the path through the 100-acre wood. There you are, Pooh, cried Piglet. But where were you?
I'm so excited to see you again, Piglet, Pooh said. I'm not quite sure where I was, only where I wasn't.
I will make sure to say goodbye next time,
said Piglet, smiling when he realized that there would be a next time.
And I shall as well, Pooh said.
It would appear that together or apart we're still the best of friends,
said Piglet.
Yes, that is how it would appear,
Pooh agreed.
What would you like to do tomorrow?
asked Piglet.
Perhaps we can meet for breakfast,
said Pooh.
Oh, that's a splendid idea,
said Piglet.
And then maybe we can take a walk.
Wonderful,
cried Pooh. I hope you enjoyed this book. Don't forget, be good for Mummy and Daddy. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching and listening. You've been so good. And don't forget to follow me on social media. Subscribe and be good for your mommy and daddy. Bye-bye.